Hello everyone, welcome to the War Zone. I'm Scruffy and this is Scruffy Tales. And this is going to be a bit different. I just wanted to take a look at some conspiracy theories surrounding what Trump and Musk is trying to turn the United States and North America into. And it's weird. It gets weird really fast. I mean, damn. So we're gonna be taking a look at the Technate of America and some other creepy stuff that involves Trump, Musk, and their other associates. And yeah, it's gonna get weird. This is, I mean, there's so many things to talk about when it comes to Trump and what he's doing, but I just wanna highlight this. This is just insane. The technocracy movement was a social movement in the United States and Canada in the 30s and throughout the 40s. And it's so weird because what they wanted, take a look, if we scroll down to where this is what they wanted. This right here, Technate of America, this 1940. It says 1940 right there. Technocracy Incorporated was the movement. And this is what they essentially, God damn it, what they wanted. All of this to be a single nation, the Technate of America. Right? All of this. And it gets really weird when you find out that members of the Technocracy Incorporated movement, they got arrested by Canadian Mounted Police. One of the arrested was Joshua Norman Haldeman, a Regina chiropractor, former director of Technocracy Incorporated, and the maternal grandfather of Elon Musk. Right? So we have a direct link with the technocracy movement and Elon Musk. And if we go down to the map, I mean, Trump has threatened Greenland. He has said that one way or the other, Greenland will become part of the United States. 51st state, Canada, right? That's what he's been talking about. Panama Canal. He wants the Panama Canal. He has invoked the what do you call it? The Illegal Alien Act or whatever it's called. When a wartime law that allows the United States government to detain people that may be spies from the country you're at war with, such as during World War II, the United States detained Italians, Germans, and most notably the Japanese, or people in the United States that were of Japanese descent, Italian descent, German descent, right? Because they may be spies working for the enemy. So they invoked that law to arrest Venezuelans because, as Trump put it, Venezuela is conducting hybrid warfare against the United States via criminal gangs. And go into what they're doing with this law. I mean, they're arresting people without trial and sending them down to El Salvador, where they're put in a prison where they essentially become slaves to the El Salvador regime, right? Horrific stuff. But so you have Trump claiming that there is a low key conflict between the United States and Venezuela. So he has this law enacted that allows them to arrest potential enemies of the state. He wants Greenland, he wants Canada, and wants Panama. And he is continuously talking about Mexico and having martial law around the border with Mexico. And you have Elon Musk that is currently ripping apart the United States from within by defunding everything and ending various departments and what have you. Isn't that weird? Isn't that some real crazy shit? I mean, just some incredible crazy shit. And it's their whole philosophy was to get rid of money and instead rely on energy somehow for as currency in some form or fashion. You can go and research it yourself on Wikipedia, Technocracy movement. Really, really weird shit going on. I mean, if it hadn't been for Musk having this direct link with the movement, I mean, it would have just been another crazy conspiracy theory, right? But here we are. You can't really deny it. Elon Musk, his grandfather was involved with the Technocracy movement. They wanted to unite all of North America and Latin America here, and the north of South America. And what is Trump doing? He's threatening all of these countries with war, with being annexed into United States. And of course the movement needs a fundamental change of government, a fundamental change within society itself. And what is Elon Musk doing? He has a carte blanche provided by Trump to rip apart everything built up by the United States these past 200 years, right? It's weird. I mean, it's like having real life Bond villains, right? This is the plot line of a Bond movie, isn't it? Or something else with The Rock as the main hero, or Vin Diesel, or whatever, right? But it's, if they made a TV show out of this, you would binge it in one evening. You would watch that entire show depicting what the Technate of America would be like, right? Yes, it's so weird. And this is the administration chart of the North American Technate. Continental director would be the president, I guess. Is this what Musk wants? Is this what Trump will become? Ugh. Weird. So weird. And I mean, there's so much stuff going on. Take a look at this. Technocracy Incorporated meets each Monday evening, basement of public library. It was a real thing. It was a real thing. And there's a direct link between Elon Musk and this movement. It's, I don't know. And this is an article from the San Francisco Chronicle from the 5th of March. And as it points out, during Trump's first round of executive orders, he tasked the secretaries of the Department of Defense and Department of Homeland Security, that would be Hegseth and Tulsi Gabbard, right, to zealots of the Trump cult, to submit a joint report within 90 days recommending whether to invoke the Insurrection Act or not. Yeah. So the Insurrection Act is essentially martial law, right? Say, for example, that Trump were to invoke the Insurrection Act and declare martial law. He wouldn't even be required by the letter of the law to allege an insurrection. All that would be required is to assert that unlawful obstruction has made it impractical to enforce the laws of the United States. Right? Like it says here, Trump falsely alleging, for example, that an entire city in Colorado has been taken over by Venezuelan street gangs. We saw that he went straight for the Venezuelan so-called issue, and with the Illegal Alien Act or whatever it's called, and he's now deporting Venezuelans or anyone else that seems to have some connection with Venezuela and these perceived street gangs. Here you have a city in Ohio been overrun by the Haitian refugees who were eating cats and dogs and stuff like that. Right? It's so they are talking about this, and he has two of his most loyal supporters, Hegseth and Tulsi Gabbard. They are supposed to come back to him and give him some insights if this is a good idea or not. Do you think they will tell him, no, we should not do this? Right? It's weird. And the date that they are supposed to come back to him is the 20th of April. If they wait those 90 days. It could be a coincidence, but it's a weird coincidence. 20th of April was also Adolf's birthday. That Adolf. His birthday. 20th of April. And that might be the day when Trump maybe enables the Insurrection Act. And maybe in parts of America declares martial law. Yeah. I mean, this is deep into the conspiracy rabbit hole. I am fully aware of it. But, I mean, when you start going down, it's difficult to climb back up. Because it's fascinating. We might actually have real life James Bond villains doing James Bond villain shenanigans for real. The only problem is we don't have a James Bond to put a stop to it. Right? We have the bad guys doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing in a James Bond movie. There's just not a hero that can step up to the challenge of ending it all while, firing off quick one-liners. And I don't know what to make of it all. It's fascinating. It's fascinating going down this conspiracy rabbit hole. I just feel like rambling here for a bit. I don't even know what I'm going to show you, what images I'm going to use here, because I'm going to record without having anything prepared. I mean, remember that last time he was president, Trump, he used police force, to remove people from in front of the White House during protests so that he could have a photo shoot, right, with the Bible or whatever it was. Didn't he hold it upside down? Right, so they used tear gas to remove people. He allegedly asked if it wasn't possible to have rioters or demonstrators, protesters shot in the legs just to remove them, stuff like that. His people assaulted the White House to try and stop the democratic process, the peaceful transfer of power. Remember, when the Democrats lost 2 elections to Trump, there was peaceful transition of power. When Trump lost 1 election, there wasn't a peaceful transition of power. We should not forget that, right? This guy is violent. He is violent, and then they pardoned everyone that took part in the insurrection. This is not going to end well. No, no way in hell. And I mean, imagine all the shenanigans they're doing. And then, of course, yeah, I'm gonna put that up. Hang on, I'm gonna show you now. Yeah, it's gonna take half a second for you, but it's gonna take 20 or 30 for me. So yeah, take a look at this shit when they're what Musk is doing and Trump is doing when they're cutting funds to various projects in the United States. Here you have Yale, HRL being affected, and they are trying to keep track of the 30,000 kids that Russia has kidnapped from Ukraine. And here you have over 30,000 children from Ukraine at dozens of locations that they were keeping track of, so that Ukraine could try and retrieve these kidnapped children sometime in the future. Yale HRL had been preserving evidence of abducted children from Ukraine it had identified to be shared with Europol, government in Ukraine, yada yada, secure their return. Funding has been terminated and the status of the secure evidence repository is unknown. This vital resource cannot be lost. We have reason to believe that data from the repository has been permanently deleted. If true, this would have devastating consequences. Now remember, the people who voted for Trump, they are like pro-life. You can't have abortions because that means you murder a child. But apparently this is okay. they're fine with this. Yeah, sure, let Russia kidnap children. Let them invade a country, murder parents, and then grab the children and give them homes with strangers in Russia and teaching them that Ukraine is not a real place, that they have always been Russians and they're now growing up with their new Russian families. What? So this is part of the reason I was getting at. I mean, imagine if they lose the next election and the next Democratic president sets the FBI to investigate all the shit that Trump and Musk and their allies have been doing. Do you think that Musk and Trump and all those people will allow that to happen? Maybe if they rob the United States blind and then move to Russia or China and live out their lives over there without the risk of being assassinated by the United States. But do you think that they will do all of this, destroy all of this, cause so much pain and trouble, and then just allow the next election to undo it, allow the next administration to investigate what they've done so that they can be tried and put into jail? No, they will not hold fair elections in 4 years. I mean, I could go on with, there was recently a guy revealed that J.D. Vance, the vice president, that he follows a whole bunch of neo-Nazi content online. People that celebrate Hitler. J.D. Vance apparently follows a lot of those accounts. You have Hegseth that has a far-right white supremacy tattoo on his chest. Elon Musk grew up with apartheid. His grandfather was involved with the Technate of America movement that wanted to unite the entirety of North America. They may put in place martial law on the birth date of Adolf himself. I mean, it's weird. ICE has been given a carte blanche to pick up anyone they want from the street and deporting them without trial. The United Kingdom has issued a warning to its citizens to not basically travel to the United States, and if you have to follow everything they tell you or ask you, because foreign citizens have been detained by ICE as illegal immigrants tourists, people that came to the United States to work briefly. Uh, I mean, if you put it all together, it's, well, it's fascinating. Let's put it that way. And I mean, there's more. I can go on for hours. You know, you have the whole removing of the DEI, where the Pentagon is removing every ounce of information that tells the story of colored soldiers that have received the Medal of Honor. They removed the images of the Enola Gay that dropped the nuclear bomb on Japan because the plane was called Enola Gay, right? And they're removing, like I said, people of color, uh, because the U.S. military is supposed to be only white, I guess. It's just it's so much, and they all you can even report teachers that teach DEI, right? They're normalizing reporting coworkers, reporting neighbors, reporting family members. This is straight up Gestapo and Stasi bullshit. They're trying to normalize it. And when Trump is saying that he's gonna make America great again with the help of these tariffs, well, the tariffs are there because, like Trump says in his, he's trying to sell the image that the world is feeding off the United States and the United States is not getting enough in return, so they're putting the tariffs in place to make a fair trade agreement going. But when the other countries respond with tariffs that are hurting United States businesses, Trump says that the other countries, they are, trying to work against him as he's trying to make America great again. In other words, the rhetoric is that it is the rest of the world against the United States. It's us versus them, the United States versus everyone else, because everyone else wants to harm the United States. Isolationism, right? And within the isolated United States, people will begin to report each other. They will go to the authorities and tell what they've heard their co-workers talking about, their neighbors been talking about, family members, and so on. That's what all of it is building up to. And on top of that, you have Musk and his links to the Technate of America, the Technocracy movement. And we, on top of that, have Donald Trump talking about invading basically all the countries that the Technate of America wanted to unify into a single country. It's and white supremacy on top of that, Christian nationalism on top of that, because religion is a good way to control people, so they keep religion. That's why they want the Christian nationals. They want to use that as a way to bring white Americans together to fight everyone else who wants to harm the United States in this world view that they're building up. It's yeah. The conspiracy rabbit hole, let me tell you, it goes deep. It's a deep, deep hole, let me tell you. It's weird as hell. I don't know what to tell you. When you start looking at the conspiracy theories, it's it's yeah, well, it's a deep, 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 deep climb into that hole. And yeah, it is what it is. It's interesting times. What can I tell you? Well, yeah, not much else to add. I hope you found it interesting, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. And well, until next time, bye.